Hello and welcome. So I was doing a test earlier, since magic has abilities that doesn't cost any runes, I thought, okay, let's try melee. Two people in melee armor, one person using melee abilities, the other person using only magic ability. So then it came to me finding the Asphyxiate spell. Asphyxiate shoots like a tornado. It's not actually a storm of armor, it just looks like a tornado. It shoots 4 attacks at them over 6 seconds and stuns them for the first 2 seconds if it hit. And the spell can hit really high. I've hit like 1400, and that's for each of the attack. So if all of them hit, they can hit really high. And for the first 2 seconds, they're stunned. So while they're stunned, they can't eat or use abilities, which is very good if you want to go in for the KO. But I'm not sure how this is going to work in multi, because what if you just have people stunning the person back to back to back? So I hope they do change where you could have single in certain places, because there should be a difference between single and multi areas in the wilderness, because what if you just want to fight one on one? You don't want somebody being able to jump into your fight. Although if it's multi everywhere, pretty much people are just going to be hugging the border. There's not going to be much deep wildy PKing. So while I was doing the one-on-one fight where he's using melee abilities and I'm using magic abilities, I ate about maybe 6 times and he ate about 14 times before I killed him. And so he's using a dual wielding CLS and I'm using just basic abilities. But I'm also wearing a chaotic kite as defense and a Virtus wand, which is kind of weird. It would be interesting if they had a Virtus wand drop. So as I said earlier, I wasn't using any runes of any kind. I'm just using the basic abilities. I have like the 4 basic abilities that you could use over and over and over again. So I have my fire breath attack, then I have my impact attack, which is my stunning attack, as well as the asphyxiate, but I don't get that until later. Whereas the impact attack is a basic ability. Then I have the torture attack, which is like it hits a little higher if the opponent is stunned, but it still hits decent. Then there's the combust, it hits over time, but it does a fair amount of damage and it just adds on to the abilities. And the weird thing is I don't like how, so far from what I understand from the beta, each time you use an ability, it'll boost your spec bar. I mean adrenaline bar. I'll just refer to it as spec bar. It's easier for me to say. So in the beginning, you want to use as much damage output as you can so that they eat first. When they eat, their spec bar goes down, so they can't access their spec. And then you'll get your spec faster than them. Then you can use your spec to keep them even more low, and that's what I did for the entire fight. I just kept spamming my abilities. There were like a few stuns in there where he can't eat or use abilities on me. So I just kept the damage on. And he ate 15 times, I only ate 6. This is kind of weird though. All I'm doing is I'm not even. I could do this without a staff. Like, I don't even need to be wearing any mage armor, and I could be using all these magic abilities on him. And they do fairly well since he's in Torva. And this is probably a flaw. I'm not sure exactly how it's intended to be. Since even though I was in Torva, I was still doing a much better damage output with my mage abilities on him, even though I'm not using any runes. So I sent in a bug report about this, how you should be splashing more with your mage abilities. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and have a nice day.